Hi, fellow classmates, instructors, and friends. This is Ginny, your humble TCM student who knows absolutely nothing about this field, but wanted to start this audio journal to record everything TCM. If you would like to join my study group as well, please come learn with me. And let's get healthier by healing our bodies from the inside out holistically together. Hey Kuko fam, thank you so much for joining back with me for another study session. Today we have Charlotte, the founder and owner of Muihood, with us. You must be wondering what Muihood is, and I'm also curious as to how she came up with the name. It's also going to let us know what kind of product she carries as well. So welcome, Charlotte. Could you explain a little bit about who you are, how you came up with Muihood, and what is Muihood?
Hi, yeah, of course. So I'm Shah, I'm the founder of Muihood. We're a skincare brand rooted in traditional Chinese medicine. And I started Muihood really out of a deep yearning to reconnect with my roots and celebrate my Chinese heritage, and also, I think, connect more with traditional Chinese medicine. It's always been something that I've grown up with and have been, I guess, my preferred medical system just to look after my health. But I think for me, Muihood is a pandemic business. It really came out of just having time to reflect on what I wanted out of life and what fulfilled me the most. And I think similarly with a lot of people, during 2020, it was definitely like a period of time where you reflect, and with the rise in anti-Asian hate that our community was facing, I'm born and bred in the UK. It made me just reflect on how I neglected that part of me. Like, I sort of assimilated during school and like definitely didn't honor or felt proud that, of my Chinese heritage. So I feel like as I've gotten older, I feel shame about that, and I wanted to, I guess, just celebrate that part of me, because with TCM, it's always been an anchor for me when I do feel stressed. It's always been something that has helped me, I guess, feel a bit more balanced in general health. And with Muihood, yeah, like I said, it was just wanting to reconnect with my culture, and I think skincare has always been something that I've been super passionate about. Skincare isn't to give context, my background's been in marketing and brand, but skincare has always been, I guess, the one thing that I've loved the most. But traditional Chinese parents, they're just like, does skincare pay the bills though? So I think I think I just naturally fell into a career that was, I knew that there was lots of job vacancies, all that sort of stuff. So I think skincare was always a love and a hobby. But I thought during 2020, traditional Chinese medicine in skincare really had a diluted story of just being jade rollers and gua sha TikToks, and I think there was so much more than that, and I didn't really see a brand that was talking about it or talking about all the different verticals that sit within it. So I thought this would be a cool idea, and it happened very organically just from talking to people, and then sort of realizing, why not give it a go? Then it just happened, and organically, I guess, I've met people that help me along the way, whether it's my formulator, my manufacturer. Yeah.
That's amazing. I honestly really resonate with your story in regards to because I've also grown up in Canada and as an immigrant growing up in a country that you see people that doesn't look like you all the time. You just want to fit into other people's culture. And with time, I also felt shame about being who I am, trying to hide that for so long. And as you said, feeling kind of ashamed of having that feeling growing up, why should I feel ashamed about who I am and the color of my skin? And now also, just like yourself, tapping back into my own roots. And it made me really realize that when I want to be healthy, I do always go back to traditional Chinese medicine to balance myself, just like yourself. And it really made me realize why why don't I know more about this? And it's it baffles me because we know so much about the Western medicine, but yet I don't know anything about our own. So I thought it was kind of nutty in a way because I was like, ugh. Again, it's another layer of shame. Why, in a way of why don't I know more, and why isn't more people talking about it? Like even our own people, like I feel like not a lot of people talk about it, and I feel like it's just something that is lost, and I don't want it to be lost because it's been here for a very, very long time, and I just want to just like you, just spread and share the knowledge of TCM because it is really good for us. And no matter if you're Chinese or any other race, any person in this world can benefit from it. So yeah, no, I really resonate with what you're talking about, and through pandemic with everyone just not wanting to be sick and really focusing on wellness, like that also has a huge impact of focusing on what can we do to give back to the community, to educate people, and to like help heal one another. So no, I really love how your brand has started. So why a cleansing balm? Like out of all skincare, you could have gone with like cleansers, moisturizers, which is very common, I guess, but you chose cleansing balm.
Yeah.
So why that?
I think for me personally, the idea of cleansing's always been so important when I was growing up, when I was a kid. I just remember nighttime, morning, my mom would be like, wash your face, brush your teeth, wash your face. And I think during lockdown and also moving out of mum and dad's, I think those simple things that ground us, or just simple daily life activities, the simple act of just washing my face with a cleansing balm, taking time to wash away the day, whether it's like physically my makeup and my SPF, but also washing away the day's stress. I really resonated with that, especially I think just before Muihood, I was working at a few startups and I was definitely reaching like some sort of like very close to burnout. So I think taking some time back for myself, for me, that was cleansing my face at night. When I was thinking about creating a skincare brand, I just knew in my head the first product I want to create is a cleanser of some sort, and I feel like a balm in itself reminded me of, I guess, the ointment balms that I grew up with, that my dad would like rub on my back or like my chest if I'm like, feeling poorly. I think the sensorial experience of massaging something and working that balm into your face, and like the oils then like nourishing your skin, I really wanted to recreate that experience. And cleansing balm, the Good Chi cleansing balm, hopefully does that for people, because it definitely evokes a sensorial experience for myself.
I was introduced to cleansing balms like I think a few years ago. It's definitely my go-to whenever I remove my makeup. I don't know that you could use that every day.
Yeah, no, I use it every day, and I'm aligned with you in terms of it's my favourite method of removing makeup, because I feel like with me before, I would just be like rubbing at my eyes, and either with like, I don't know, a cotton pad, and I was like, I could see my lashes are falling off. And I was like, surely there must be a better alternative to remove that waterproof mascara without losing 5 eyelashes.
Yeah, a much gentler way. So, how did you come up with the idea of adding herbs to it? Like, what are the benefits of the herbs? Like, what is in your cleansing balm that makes it so different from the other cleansing balms that are out
Yeah,
there?
so the TCM ingredients that we have in the Good Chi cleanser, our hero ingredients are soybean oil, so that's our main carrier oil. And in terms of, I guess, the benefits of soybeans is that it's high in amino acids and also omega-6 fatty acids, so it's really nourishing and it helps with, I guess, maintaining a healthy skin barrier and prevent like any water loss. So that's one of the ingredients. And then also we have goji berry extract, which I love, and goji berries are great for a number of things. They're antioxidants. They've got high fatty acids and vitamins and minerals, but they're particularly known for their anti-aging properties and known as like a power food for anti-aging. And lastly, we've got ginseng extract. So ginseng extract, or as my dad calls it, the root of life. Not only does it help in TCM with like circulation, but when it's applied topically, there are studies, I think they found that it helps combat free radicals caused by sun and aging. So, and I think also it's quite energizing. So those are the key hero ingredients in the Good Chi cleanser. But the reason why I chose those is because growing up, those particular herbs were always in my life. I grew up with it, whether it's like we had goji berries in our soup or also ginseng. I think it was important for me to tell the story in skincare, so not only how we use them in TCM, whether it's like food therapy, but also the benefits topically. So yeah, those are the 3 key ingredients.
Oh, I love that. So does it actually smell very strong of ginseng? Because ginseng does have a very strong
It does,
smell.
you can tell it's a root. It doesn't smell like ginseng at all, actually. The smell is it has quite, the underlying smell is, I guess, like eucalyptus. We wanted it to be quite fresh. Yeah, so we've got eucalyptus in there and green tea. So it's very subtle, but you can kind of feel the experience is similar to like a spa. So something that is quite nice to unwind. But yeah, fresh smells like eucalyptus and green tea. And do we have anything else in there? I think those 2 are the key smells, but yeah, very subtle.
Is there like a proper way to cleanse your face with your cleansing balm?
So when I guess I talk to people who've never used a cleansing balm before, I suggest you scoop a bit, and I quite like to massage the balm in between my hands, so you get like a real even coverage and like layer. And then once the balm has melted into an oil, I start massaging it onto my face. Dry skin with makeup on, it doesn't matter because it will just literally melt it all off anyway. And I quite like to massage it in for a minute or 2 to really, I guess, get rid of the dirt from the day. And then before you wipe it all off, use warm water, always warm water, because I guess with cold water and oil it can solidify. So like warm water, great. And then splash it with a bit of warm water, massage that into your face. The oil then will turn into an emulsion, so it turns like milky. And once it's turned milky, you just, I guess, mix that all in and then rinse it all off with warm water, and then follow up with your normal skincare routine.
Nice. So would you actually use a cleanser after that?
People can double cleanse. I guess it's really a personal preference, and I guess if you have very heavy makeup on that day, it's optional, of course. But I think how I use the Good Chi cleanser daily use, I just use it as my one cleanse, and then I follow up with either my essence or toner. But yeah, I think for me I think the crucial bit is people not cleansing long enough and like really massaging it in. So definitely get in that minute of massaging.
That's true because you also have herbal remedies in your cleansing balm. So massaging it in makes a lot of sense. So you're really getting that herb deep into your pores for that added benefit. This is just like a question that I have just out of curiosity. Have you ever had any feedback from your customers where they're like so ecstatic about it because it actually really saved their skin,
Yeah, I think
like before and after, so to
we
speak?
had a really, really lovely piece of feedback and a review recently, actually, from someone who suffers from eczema and also dermatitis. And she messaged me on my personal account and she was like, I haven't found any cleansing products that have actually made a difference or just like haven't created flare ups on my skin. And she sent me a photo of her skin before and after, and she was like, I can honestly feel like my skin barriers like repairing, and that any reactions she has to irritants are way less shorter and also like less frequent. And she was just like, my skin's just doing so much better in general, so thanks for creating a cleanse that's great for my sensitive skin but also eczema prone skin. And reading that was just the best. Yeah.
Yeah. Like as an owner, you're like, oh my God, yes. I'm so happy that that actually worked for you. And I can only imagine like the joy that it brought to
Yeah,
you for like probably an entire week, if not a month.
literally, it just makes it all so worth it, especially when you're new and you're starting out. And I think those moments of interactions and feedback from customers, and ultimately the community that you're creating, it makes a whole world of difference, and just it makes my year basically.
Oh, that's great. So, in terms of your brand, Muihood, what does it stand for and how did you come up with that
Yeah.
name?
So Muihood stands for sisterhood, and it's, I guess, a hybrid between me. So my mom and dad are from Hong Kong, so we speak Cantonese, and I grew up here, so I've got a real like, I'm a British born Chinese, so there's definitely like this dual identity. And when I was thinking about what kind of brand do I want to create, what is the values behind Muihood, I think for me, I wanted to create a brand that captured this sisterhood energy. And what I mean by sisterhood energy is like, I really didn't feel like I was recognized or portrayed in a lot of the beauty or makeup brands when I was growing up, because I'm not a Maybelline girl. I think a lot of us resonate, especially women of color. Like, you don't feel like you're being seen or heard or represented in any way, shape or form. And I think I'm very lucky to have amazing friends, amazing strong women around me. And for me, I just wanted to emulate that energy of what a sisterhood skincare brand could look like. So Muihood just came about very randomly, with me just pairing random letters and words together, and it just stuck. And I think that sisterhood energy has carried on through the brand. We did our first launch campaign, and Muihood's bootstrapped, so I didn't have a budget for paying models, so it was literally just like me calling in my friends and doing a photo shoot. So the energy in that photo shoot was just great and amazing, because we just captured people's expressions and personalities, and you can really see it come across through the images. And it was such a special day celebrating my closest girlfriends, and it was amazing.
Was that actually the recent post that you did for Chinese New Year or no?
That's different. So that was our Lunar New Year supper club, and I've never done a supper club before, and I don't know why, but we literally gave ourselves a month to organise everything. That's finalising a chef, like finalising a menu, a venue, all of that sort of stuff. Yes, it was frantic, but that was such a special evening. We had a selection of press who came along so we could, like, I guess, introduce the brand and what we're trying to do, and a small section of influencers and I guess people who have supported the brand since we launched, which is just over a year ago, and also a few seats for the public. It was great. It was just how my family celebrate Lunar New Year is literally just like everyone come together. It's a celebration of like the new year. It's a celebration of food. It's a celebration of community. And that's exactly the energy and the feeling I wanted people to experience, whether they've ever celebrated Lunar New Year before. So the menu was a menu that had, I guess, traditional foods that we eat around Lunar New Year and like why. And it was great because everyone was getting stuck in and understood, I guess, the background and the history of why we eat these foods and the meanings behind them all. So that was really fun, and it was great. It was just like everyone coming together, eating new foods and just having a good time.
Like sharing your culture, like that's the only way to kind of for everyone to get to know us
Completely.
more, right? So that's great. And it's like through food is like the best way.
Definitely. I think with Muihood,
Yeah.
celebrating Asian joy has always been one of our key brand values, and I guess one of the pillars that I want the brand to proudly represent. And I think that in itself was a real visual of how we're celebrating Asian joy and how we're celebrating our culture, like you said, and in an authentic way that felt just warm.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. That it sounds like a very successful supper party.
Yes, it was very good. Everyone left with very full bellies, so
That's great. That's the important part.
yeah.
Talking about celebration, I want to celebrate you for getting your brand into Sephora UK. When I saw that, I was like, damn, girls making moves. And you said it's less than a year that you started this brand. It's like really remarkable that you like, wow, what a hustler. Like how did that story come about? Like, did you approach them? Did they approach
Thank
you?
you. No, so it was very serendipitous in how it all happened. So we launched the brand to the public in October 2021, and I during that time had been working 2 other jobs freelance alongside. So Muihood was definitely like my hustle, my side job, and we didn't really know what Muihood would become. We were just testing, we were just having fun. We were reaching out to people, being like, hey, like we've just launched this new product, do you want to try it? It's skincare rooted in traditional Chinese medicine, and we were just testing the waters and getting people's feedback and I guess getting the word out there. And I was really shocked because on a random day we saw a notification, and Caroline Hirons had placed an order. And for everyone who doesn't know Caroline Hirons, she's this amazing beauty expert, so authoritative, so credible in the space, and just amazing. And I was like, it can't be the same Caroline Hirons as I'm thinking. Like, we're a tiny brand. We've literally been around for like 4 months. She can't find us on Google because like I haven't even done any SEO. Like, we were just like, this can't happen. And then it was either in February, she had done a social post about Muihood, used the product in one of her Instagram lives, and at that time I was on the tube, I was on the underground, just coming back from work, so I was in my own little world, and I had all these notifications coming up like, Shah, have you seen Caroline's using Muihood on her Instagram? And I was like, what is everyone talking about? And I was like literally on the Jubilee line, have no signal, and I was like, and then 20 minutes later while I'm like get out of the tube, I see all of these like notifications come in, and I'm like, wow, this is insane.
Oh, such a surreal moment for you.
Yeah, I just felt like I was dreaming, and I was very like lucid because I was just like, is this happening? What? And I think the power of Caroline, I think having that exposure as such a small brand gave us, I guess, an opportunity to be seen by retailers, and that's when Sephora, I guess, emailed us asking if we did any wholesale or like just to have conversations. So that's how it happened.
Wow. So they came to you.
Yeah.
That's so incredible. Obviously, Gang Sephora is like, oh my God, that's like crazy. But like even before that, you've been garnering attention in magazines as well. Did they do the same thing where they approach you, or were you trying to get connected with them? Because as a small business, as you said, you have to get attention somehow. Did you approach them, or did they approach you as well for the magazines?
So at the very start, we definitely reached out to as many magazines as possible. We were just, I guess, hoping something stuck. It was nice to see the recognition and people being really interested in the brand very early on, because I guess whether it's the brand story, it was really nice to see people wanting to know more and wanting to feature the brand. So yeah, we were definitely like emailing so many journalists at that time.
Honestly, congrats to you for getting to Sephora. That's such a huge win. So, what are your plans for the brand for the future?
Yeah, good question. So I'm really hoping to get into more retailers for sure, and also launching our product line. We're working on product number 2 as we speak, so that will be exciting. Hopefully we can launch that this year. I think for me, I don't want to just create for the sake of creating. Everything that we create, whether it's like product development, it really has to be something that I feel like there is nothing out there that's similar to what it is at the moment, or telling the TCM herbs in the way that we tell it. So there is a lot of thought and time and love behind all of this process, but ultimately just I think community aspect and connecting with people who genuinely love the brand and are super interested in traditional Chinese medicine, or perhaps have no idea what traditional Chinese medicine is and think it's woo-woo and weird. I think even if we, I guess, inspire someone to think of it differently, that's my number one goal. I think making TCM more accessible is what I want to do the most. I think when I grew up, if you wanted to learn more about traditional Chinese medicine, you go to Chinatown, you speak to a TCM practitioner, you go into a shop, and it can be quite overwhelming because you'd walk in and you'd be like, there are 100 different herbs that are staring at me and I don't know where to begin. So how do we make that information way more accessible and digestible online? So whether that's the content that we create on socials, whether it's working with ESEA community and like ESEA practitioners, that's one thing that I'm super passionate about for the next few years.
I love that. Have you ever had any feedback from people that had no idea what TCM was and messaging you and be like, oh wow, I never knew that it's so deep rooted and it has so many healing tips?
Yeah, there's been a few where I guess they have no idea what traditional Chinese medicine is, and I think their perception of it is like kind of negative or just a bit, oh, it sounds a bit strange, what is this? So being able to, I guess, open their mind up to what it is and educate them that it's more than just jade rollers that you see. That in itself is, I guess, one of the goals that we want to work towards.
I'm glad you're trying to roll out that knowledge. It's people like you that keeps it alive and modernizing it and making it simpler for people to digest and to understand what this philosophy is. So yeah, thank you. On behalf of all Asians, I guess. Yeah, because I think traditional Chinese medicine has always kind of been traditional, so to speak. And it's kind of hard to find people who are trying to make it more understandable for the everyday person. So it's great that you're trying to modernize it and translating that for everyone.
Oh, thank you.
So with that said, I'm pretty sure everyone is really excited about your cleansing balm right now, and pretty much everyone wants to get one. So I'm really happy to announce that Charlotte has provided us with a promo code to get 15% off. So if you want to try her cleansing balm, highly recommend. You could use the promo code KUKO15, which is KUKO 15, and you could get 15% off of her cleansing balm. So please give it a try and give her your feedback. And yeah, do you have anything else that you would like to add?
Just, it's so lovely to chat with you. And also, I love what you're doing with Kuko. I think that our values and our goals definitely overlap, and there's so much synergy in what we're trying to do. And I think, again, like you said, keeping this tradition alive and I guess reclaiming back this narrative is so important. And yeah, I admire everyone who is celebrating their culture and their heritage, because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
It is. It is. It has been a really fun journey discovering my roots all over again.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. I love a good startup story. Like, I always find those so inspiring. I'm always interested in that, how people start their brand. And there's a lot of hustle and there's always a lot of legwork that goes into it. And yeah, for you to have 2 freelance jobs and also do this on the side, that's like really intense.
Yeah, I know. Well, luckily, I mean, like, also, I guess, mini win is, I recently have just moved full-time with Muihood. So, yeah, it's really nice just to, like, reclaim time back for me, and for sure, I think, just see my baby grow.
So thank you for joining us today. I will definitely link all of your information in my posts and everything so everyone can purchase your cleansing balm and check your stuff out. You've been nothing but inspiring from your story. So kudos to you. Amazing job. I'm just so lucky to be able to interview you, and us connecting is already like amazing.
Thank you. I've loved it.
Okay. Well, with that said, thank you so much, everyone, and I'll catch you on the next episode. If you like this episode, please give it a like. If you would like to hear future episodes, please subscribe. Or if you have any questions about health, please send me an email at kuko.health@gmail.com, which is KUKO.health. If you just want to say hi or drop me a DM on Instagram, come follow me at kuko.health, which is, again, KUKO.health. Thank you so much for listening to me today, and please stay warm and healthy out there, and I'll catch you on the next episode. Bye!